Welcome to the In My Opinion show with host Denise Smith-Allen and friends, seen on the internet via YouTube. Enter in capital letters RBRIMO to watch our exciting programming. Subscriptions are free. The In My Opinion show is seen on Flint, Michigan, Comcast Cable Television Channel 17 every Saturday at 6 p.m. and Wednesdays at 8:30 p.m. The In My Opinion show is also seen on Detroit, Michigan, Comcast Cable Television Channel 68 every Sunday at 9 p.m. We want to welcome our worldwide viewers. We hope that you will enjoy our programs that are newsworthy, educational, political, and entertaining. If you would like to be a guest on this exciting program or have different opinions on our subject matter, please email our producer in capital letters, in my opinion, RBR at att.net. It is indeed a pleasure to introduce my special guest this evening, Nancy Edwards. She is the Recreation Programs and Grant Officer for Genesee County, located in the great state of Michigan. Welcome, Nancy.
Thank you, Denise. It's so good to actually be here with you.
I'm excited too. So glad that you were able to join us today. Well, listen, we're going to get started. And one of the things I like to do is first kind of get a background about who is Nancy.
Oh boy, that's a loaded question.
Okay, well, just take your time and share with us what you feel comfortable.
I'm originally from the Ann Arbor Ypsilanti area, and I moved up to Flint in Genesee County back in 2001 to start working for the Genesee County Parks.
Okay.
So I have a kind of an odd, long history of being in Parks and Recreation, teaching ice skating, working in nonprofits, working at Eastern Michigan University, and finally kind of landed in the Parks and Recreation field and found my niche.
Okay. So how long have you been doing that?
Well, I've been here since 2001, and then I worked for the city of Ypsilanti Parks and Recreation Department for about 4 years before that. So it's I've been working in the field a long time.
Okay. So it sounds very exciting, and one of the things that I'm interested in, because you mentioned that you've done it in both places, Ypsilanti as well as here. Could you tell me a little bit about some of the distinctions? What's different?
Well, what's different? Interesting. That's a great question. So I actually worked for the City of Ann Arbor Parks and Recreation Department at one time, and I taught ice skating for them. I never thought that I could make Parks and Recreation a career. That was just something that I grew up as a figure skater. I used to jump and spin and do all of that figure skating stuff.
Wonderful.
Yeah, that was when I was much younger and thinner. But it never, at that time, never occurred to me that I could make a career out of Parks and Recreation.
Okay.
And then years later, I ended up working for the City of Ypsilanti Parks and Rec Department, and my office was in a community center. It was on the south side of the city. It was located in the middle of public housing. I had a great opportunity to work with a lot of awesome kids, and do programming and fun things with them, and just provide them with lots of opportunity to experience things that they typically didn't get a chance to do.
Great.
So when I came here, it's kind of the same thing, only on a grander scale. You know, the city of Ypsilanti was much smaller. I work for Genesee County now.
Yes.
So what I get to do all over the county. We have like 450,000 people in Genesee County, I think, now.
Something like that, yes.
And so I just kind of took what I did in Ypsi and just like magnified it. Made it bigger, bolder, better.
Okay. Well, that sounds exciting, and I'm just really, I was taken aback. You were a figure skater.
Yeah.
Wow, who knew?
Yeah, who knew is right. I get that a lot because it's not something that a lot of people actually ever do. But I did used to be fairly good at the jumping, spinning, and competing and that kind of thing too.
Okay, so that was fun, no
doubt.
It was fun. It was fun. Okay, well, let me ask you because, and it kind of ties into the question I guess we've already discussed a little bit about your affinity towards the outdoors. What's that about?
You know, when I was growing up, vacations, we didn't have a lot of money. So vacations in our family were camping.
Okay.
My parents were and are still very much into the outdoors. And so we spent a lot of times on Sunday afternoons for us, we would go hiking. I grew up hiking, fishing, mushroom hunting, camping. You know, nobody in our family did any, deer hunting or anything like that. But it was about the outdoors and it was about nature and that beautiful natural resource that was there that was free for us to enjoy. And so I used to grumble a lot when I was a child about having to hike.
Okay.
But I still thank my mother who's 83 years old. We still go mushroom hunting together, and every time I'm with her in the outdoors, I thank her because that seed was planted in me when I was a child, and I was able to recognize how worthwhile it is to be outdoors and to embrace the natural resources that are here.
Sure.
And I was able to turn it into a career, and so I do thank her to this day.
I guess. Okay, so tell me a little bit about this mushroom hunting. What is that? How is that? What do you do?
Well, there's a mushroom. The one that we look for is the morel.
Okay.
Okay, it's an edible mushroom. It grows in the wild. It's in the spring, around Mother's Day weekend, there's actually up in Mesik, Michigan, a mushroom festival where people come together to look for morel mushrooms. If you were to buy them in the store, they cost $20 a pound or something. Wow. They're very expensive. And they're only grown in the wild. So these are not like the white mushrooms that you see, in the grocery store. But so I grew up with my family looking for morels, and we still do that. My mom and I got quite a haul this year when we were out Mother's Day weekend up north. I can't tell you the spot.
Okay.
All right. We mushroom hunters.
Guard that.
That's a guard that. It is a secret. I can't tell you that.
Okay. All right. Well, okay. Tell me what they look like at least. Tell me what a morel mushroom looks like.
Well, they kind of look like a sponge. Mm-hmm. The cap of the mushroom, it's kind of a pointy cap, and a stem, and the cap looks kind of sponge-like.
Okay.
There are black morels and there are white morels, and there are varying shades of brown and gray-ish as well.
Okay, but I wouldn't find that in a store, like a grocery store.
You might now because they are a delicacy, and so a lot of the stores will bring them in at that time of year, or you might get dried morels where you're going to pay an arm and a leg for them.
Okay.
But they are very, very good.
Okay.
Just one of the quirks about me that...
All right. Well, that's an interesting quirk, and we'll have to have more discussion about that at another time. All right. So one of the other questions I do have for you is in reference to the parks in Genesee County. I think people would be interested to know how many we actually have.
I get this question a lot. I love to answer this because the look on people's faces when you tell them what it is that we have, their jaws drop. We have the Genesee County Parks and Recreation Commission has 11,000 acres of parkland in Genesee County.
Say that again.
Exactly. 11,000 acres of parkland in Genesee County that we operate. We are the largest county park system in the state of Michigan.
Is that right?
Yeah. We have this right here, and a lot of people don't know what we have. Mm-hmm. And it's beautiful and it's amazing, and there are times when you're out in the parks that you don't have a clue that you're so close to Flint or Davison or Grand Blanc or wherever because it looks like you're up north.
Okay. Okay.
So we have a lot, and that's the Genesee County parks. And one of the things I think that people don't really understand are there are a lot of parks that are operated by other entities in Genesee County as well. City of Flint has some parks. Grand Blanc has parks. Swartz Creek has parks. So every community has parks. Those are not. They're not part of the Genesee County parks. They're in addition to. So 11,000 acres. It breaks down to about 21 to 23, depending on how you count them, actual destinations. I think that the other thing that people don't understand necessarily are all of the facilities that we operate. So many people that I talk to don't know that Crossroads Village and the Huckleberry Railroad is part of the Genesee County parks.
Okay.
Formar Nature Preserve and Arboretum is part of the Genesee County parks. Wolverine Campground. There are 3 beaches. We have a disc golf course. We have the Mounds Off-Road Vehicle Park.
Okay.
We also have the Cummings Event Center, which a lot of people call the County Fairgrounds, which is, again, a Genesee County park.
Oh, wow. This is incredible information. I mean, I'm kind of like, oh, I didn't know this. I did not know this. Okay. So how are the parks operated in terms of timelines? You have specific times when they're probably open during the spring, summer, but what about throughout the year? What's that like?
Actually, the parks are open year-round.
Oh, are they?
They are.
Okay.
And different parks, you can do different activities in. So during the winter months, there's the ability to snowmobile, cross-country ski, ice fish. Crossroads Village is open for the Christmas at Crossroads program.
Yes.
Formar is open all year round. So some of the activities change. The ability to go to a park does not change.
Okay.
So you can winter picnic if you wanted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if I'd like to do that, but
Yeah.
certainly I know that you all do have some indoor activities as well, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, we
that's
do.
good. That's good. All right, so let's talk about some of those activities. Let's talk about some of the indoor as well as outdoor. You did mention Crossroads Village, but I know that there are a lot of other things that are available. So talk to the people about that.
If I
Yes,
hold this up,
please. Please.
if you haven't seen this, you must get your hands on this. This is the Family Fun Guide, and it is the programming brochure that we put together, and it covers everything from May through October.
Oh, okay.
So this is a portion of our year, and it's the portion of what we do that's current right now.
Okay.
And it this is actually what I do. This is my job, is to put together all of the programs and all of the events that go on in the Genesee County parks. So that's how I spend my winter.
Okay.
People say, "Oh, you work in Parks and Recreation. You must not do anything in the winter time." Oh, that's not true. So winter time is planning time, and now we're in implementation time.
I see.
So
I see.
in this Family Fun Guide, there are 1,021 programs.
Wow.
My goal was 1,000. Last year, I had 943, and I was a failure. I had a big L on my forehead all last year because I felt like I failed because my goal was 1,000 and I
Your
didn't
goal.
get there.
Okay.
My goal.
Okay.
My goal.
Yes.
This is me. My
Okay.
goal.
Okay.
So I made the goal. We have 1,021 programs this year between May and October. 87% of them are free. 12% cost between $1 and $5. And 1%, which is about 10 programs, 1,000 programs, 1% are $7 or higher.
Wow. So basically what you're saying, if a family wanted to get engaged in some kind of activity, they could probably do it for, $20 with everybody, you know what I'm saying, 20, 30, 40 tops.
Actually, what I'm saying is that if a family wanted to get engaged and do something with their outdoors this summer in a park, 87% of the programs are free.
Okay.
So that's over
Okay.
800 programs that we have that are free, that the only cost to you would be whatever your gas money you need to get there.
Okay. Okay.
So that's the key, and that's what I always try to do, is do as much as possible for free, because I know that life has been difficult in Genesee County for a long time.
Okay.
Parks make life better.
Yes.
Activities make life better. And so, another piece of the goal that I have is to do as much as possible for free, so that families have something to look forward to, and they can get out there and they can do those things that are healthy and fun and active.
Okay, so that is very good information, and I'm sure that people just don't realize the gold mine that they're basically sitting on here in Genesee County, because of free activity, because a lot of times people are under the assumption, like I was, that it was going to be pretty costly for a family.
Right.
So, in essence, you're telling us that there's a lot of free stuff out here. Families can get engaged. And is there something that is specific? Like, are there things that are broken down? Say, adults do this, children do that, teens do that. I mean, are there any type of programs like that?
There are.
Okay.
When we put the Family Fun Guide together, boy, there's a science to doing this. We do break things down by category. There are family programs, there are preschool programs, there are teen programs, there are adult only programs. So we do special needs programming. So we do programming for as many segments of the community as possible. And everything is labeled in our book, so that you can, when you look at the description, it tells you exactly who that program is for.
Oh, okay.
So it's easy to pick out those things that are right for you and your family.
Okay. Could you give us some examples of what might be? If you want to look at your booklet, you can. But certainly,
because I can't remember everything that's in here.
Okay.
Well, like today's June 6th, right? Okay. So we had a bird hike with the Audubon Society at Formar Nature Preserve and Arboretum this morning. That was for folks ages 5 and older, and that was free. We're doing a fishing program for special needs individuals at Buell Lake County Park. That was this morning as well, and for $2 a person. We have another program at Formar this afternoon from 1 to 2:30, which actually should be just about over. Nature superhero training. I can talk about the nature superheroes in a little bit too.
Okay.
And then at Crossroads Village today is Kaleidoscope, which is a free opportunity for folks to go to Crossroads Village. You don't have to pay to get in today. You do have to pay if you want to ride the train, but there's a lot of other activity going on. So you could actually go to the village and not pay the admission and take part in all the show at the Opera House and all of those things for free as well. So it's kind of a smattering of what's going on today.
Okay.
Every day is like that in the Genesee County parks. There's stuff going on all over in the community.
Okay.
Had a walking program at Max Brandon Park this morning.
Okay.
That was one of our programs. So there's, again, a lot of different opportunities for folks to get out, enjoy the beautiful weather and the natural resources in the parks, and just have a really good time.
Okay. That's exciting. That is really exciting. Okay, so I noticed, and you kind of alluded to it earlier, about during you have the implementation phase, but you also have the phase where you're putting your programming together. So talk about that somewhat. Tell us about it, because I noticed that your title actually is Recreation Programs and Grant Officer. So tell us about that.
Okay, so I'm slightly competitive sometimes. And grant writing is one of those things that just really kind of feeds that competitiveness in me.
Okay.
So I do. I write a lot of grants, and they're primarily for programming. And this is how I can offer as many programs as I do for free. Well, that's one way that I do it. So I have grants this year that I've written, and I'm gonna name a few places where we've gotten funding from, but I know I'll probably leave some out, so my apologies. The Sarah Family Foundation, the Ruth Mott Foundation, the Community Foundation of Greater Flint, the Michigan Recreation and Park Association, and the Michigan Department of Community Health are just some of the funders that I've written grants to that are supporting programming and activities so that we can offer those things for free. Awesome. So the competitive nature of me is like, I write this grant and then I send it off. And then I wait. Okay. And then when I get the letter or the phone call, you hear me screaming, woo! And I'm dancing around the office. I got it. And everybody's like, what'd you get this time? Okay. So, it's a challenge and I really enjoy that.
All right. So you've been successful at it.
Yes, I'm pretty successful. I think at the moment, and I do track all of this because grant writing is there are reports that have to be written for that too, and data that has to be collected and all of that. But I think right now I'm somewhere in the neighborhood of $350,000 in grant money this year.
Wonderful. So, and is that kind of like a consistent thing that you do over the years that you have been writing grants? Do you have your own benchmarks that you're looking at and you're trying to surpass every year, that kind of thing? Yeah.
Kind of like I had to get to 1,000 programs. Well, I always have this thing about, how much grant money can I bring in? Okay. But the point of the grant money, I have to state the case. I have to convince a funder that what we are doing is valuable and it's worthwhile, and that people in Genesee County need this. And so I've been pretty good at stating the case. Okay.
And you're doing well.
I like it. I just got yesterday, 2 days ago, the notification of a $50,000 grant from the Michigan Health Endowment Fund via the Michigan Recreation and Park Association.
Wonderful.
So that's going to be a fun project to embark on too.
Okay. So you're successful at what you do, and you're competitive, and you're enjoying it, and it's a wonderful thing.
And I'm slightly nutty.
Why do you say that, Nancy?
Well, Denise, when you and I met, we were at Bluebell Beach, right? And we were doing the concert. It was the celebration of Park and Recreation Month, which is the month of July. And so last year we put these concerts on at Bluebell, and we're doing that again this year. But some of the things where I think I'm a little nutty is I like to do things that are odd. Yes, like worm charming. Yeah. We have a program at Flushing County Park coming up in July, I think, sometime in July, that's called worm charming. And where it's kind of like snake charming, but we're trying to charm the worms out of the ground. Okay. So that's a little odd.
Absolutely odd. Absolutely.
One of my favorite programs is Silly Saturday, where we make whipped cream hairdos and we have a pudding fight.
Oh, that looks like, it sounds like it should be really a lot of fun. But let's talk a little bit about that program that you were talking about for July, because I think you have some exciting information you want to share with us, and we want to get that out there.
I do. So we have July is National Park and Recreation Month, and it's a national celebration for all of us who work in park and recreation to try to get all of you into the parks. Okay. So last year we started this concert series at Bluebell Beach, and we've got it going this year. So every Sunday in July there will be live music at Bluebell Beach and bounce houses.
Oh, nice.
And we're going to throw in a few other activities as well. We've got a few other fun things that we've got planned. It's all free, again. And I do have the band lineup.
Yeah, would you share?
I will. July 5th is the Remix Band. July 12th is the Jim Cummings Band. July 19th is Saints of Soul. And July 26th is Soul Express. Okay. So anybody who knows me knows I love soul, I love R&B, I love Motown, and I love oldies. So that when I went looking for bands, I'm like, you have to play those things for me.
Okay, so you found them
I
and
did.
they are on board, and we can look forward to some exciting shows. I know last year it was incredible. I really enjoyed it. I had an opportunity, of course, to meet you, but also to see the entertainment that was out there, free, and I mean, we really had a good time.
Right, and so based on everybody had such a good time, I fought really hard to be able to do that again this year, and so it is all free every Sunday from 3:30 to 7:30 at Bluebell, and we're gonna have a blast,
Awesome.
dancing,
Awesome.
singing, and yeah.
Okay. All right. So I need you to kind of give us an idea if they are interested in getting some information about programs. They can pick up those guides. Where can they pick those guides up?
They're at the library. They're at different government offices. They're at our office. You can get it online as well. Go to our website, which is GeneseeCountyParks.org. There's a link on the left that says brochure request, and if you click on that, you can request the brochure, or you can just send us an email via the website, and we'll mail you one if you don't want to download it.
Okay.
You can just send us a message, and they're at the library. They're really all over the place.
Okay. All right. So those who are not technologically, they're able to do what they need to do on the line. What can they do? Can they call you?
Yes.
Is there a number?
You can call our office. It's 810-736-7100.
Okay.
And if you do extension 0, you'll get to our front desk, and you can talk to one of our clerical staff at the front desk and request a brochure.
Okay. And I think you probably want to say that number just one more time.
736-7100, extension 0.
Okay. Well, Nancy Edwards, I am just so pleased that you were able to join us this evening. We've learned a lot of things that we certainly did not know about parks and recreation, and about your work, what you do, and it's just been a pleasure to have had this opportunity to talk to you. So with that, I would like our viewing audience to again remember that number that was given, and knowing that you can get this information about the wonderful parks and recreation programs that are available here in Genesee County. And with that, I'd like to thank our viewers, and just to let you know that this is the In My Opinion show with your host, Denise Smith Allen, and I ask that you continue to stay focused.